What about now? What about now? You got me now. Good day there. Welcome back to the RaeSide. Great to have you back for another week of Star Wars Celebration. Rewinds, reviews, revisits, whatever you want to call it. We are back here for Star Wars Celebration 2017 in Orlando. This is a very exciting year for Star Wars. There was so much happening. There was, like, every year there's always something Very exciting happening. But let's get some music on before we get into anything. Because Last Jedi, 3 seasons of The Rebels has happened. Or maybe the 3rd season was about to come out. We had Rogue One released the previous year. So much has happened for Star Wars. But how we're doing, chat? Are we ready for another deep dive today? For Thunder in the chat. Oh my god. An OG. An OG. How you doing? Brady's here. Zach was here right nice and early. Yeah, it was muted at the start. Don't mind me. West is here. Ready to roll. All aboard for Orlando. You betcha, Dennis. You betcha. We're jumping in 2017. Orlando. And as the show goes on, we might have some people dropping in who was actually at this celebration. I would love to see. Oh my god, Bryant. Hey. Were you at Celebration, Orlando? I feel like a lot of people... I feel like this is really where the traction for Star Wars Celebration being such a widespread event really started to get in its stride. I feel like it really took off after this. Oh my god, Rossi! And $2 dues coming right in. MegaCon almost killed Tony. Protect him in Japan. I know! The poor guy. Have you noticed we haven't done 2 weeks of Sith Side? He has been cooked, bro. He has been cooked. But you got to meet him in person. That's so exciting. I hope you had a great time there, Rossi. Thank you for the $2 dues. I will be his safeguard in Japan. Thank you, Lightning. Thank you for even popping in. Much love back to you, friend. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Bailey. How you doing? I'm having a fan-doodly-tastic week. Thank you. Hope you are too. Such being a member for 2 years. 2 years. My God. That's insane. Celebration time. You betcha. Let's get into it. This celebration is so crazy. Let me show you the playlist. Just the playlist alone for this year's, well, not this year's, but as in 2017 celebration is actually wild. It was wild because this is the first year. Hang on, let's get the damn music down. I'm trying to speak facts here. So 2017 is the first year of celebration where they live streamed it live. So previously they had just sort of done YouTube, StarWars.com video coverage of the event, but 2017 was the first. They're doing live streams or of multiple hours across every day of the celebration. So let me show you this here. So this is from the Star Wars official YouTube account, and you can see on the side here's the playlist of it, and you can see day 1, day 2, 3, and 4. So they're streaming all day. Each live stream is multiple hours. The first day was 5 hours and 45 minutes. Second day was 6 hours and 45 minutes. I don't know what happened on this third day, but it was 10 hours and 11 minutes. I don't know if someone just ran it too long. Day 4 was 5 hours and 53 minutes. Absolutely insane. But this is the best part of Celebration. This is how I really got connected into what Celebration was and was like, oh my God, I got to be at this thing. And this is fantastic. And the best thing about understanding how they do these live streams is that this is what you've got to look forward to in Star Wars Celebration Japan. If you're not going to be there, if you're not making the trip to Japan, the next best thing is sitting down and watching these. I'm talking, proof is in the pudding, multi-hour streams of panels and interviews and fan stuff. They do such a great coverage of it. And again, this is also where it was probably around this time where I really discovered my dream. Shout out Anthony Carboni, Andy Gutierrez, all of those hosts, OG, in the 2010s hosts. This is where I was like, oh my God, I so badly want to do that job. I want to be up there on that stage being like, let's get excited for this next interview and hyping everyone up and just being a part of it. That is my lifelong all-time dream. I essentially want to be a female Anthony Carboni. That is my lifelong dream, to be a Star Wars Celebration host. So I'm still working at it. Someone put in a good word for me. Brian, you work there. Someone put in a good word for me. Another $2 dues coming in from Rossi. I'm not kidding. MegaCon, best 4 days of my life. Oh, that is awesome. That is so sick, bro. Love that. Love that. So happy for you. I hope you had you clearly did have the best time ever. Oh, love from Scotland. Got an autograph from, Ian McDermott yesterday. That's right. You mentioned you were going to get it. Oh, so cool. Was he as emperor as ever? If that's a word, I just made that word up. But that's so cool. That is so cool. This was Mark Hamill's last celebration. I can't. Yeah, I can't. Well, we'll find out. I don't think he was at 2019. Was he at 2022? I can't remember now. I can't remember. But anyway, let's get into it. There's so much here. There's so much here. So, of course, we're not going to all sit here and I can't even do the math of that, of accumulated time. This all is like 28 hours of live streams. We're not going to sit here and watch it all together, but I've actually kind of skimmed through each of the days and just selected the parts, there's certain panels that were in these live streams that were the most interesting, and I think I just hadn't seen before or something. So we're gonna start off by, I haven't watched this though. This is a 7-minute, the best of Star Wars Celebration Orlando 2017. So this is gonna give us I'm hoping an overview of like what happened at this celebration, and then we're gonna deep dive into specific points of these streams. Check out some panels because yeah, we're gonna watch like full ass panels. It's so cool. It's so cool. You want me to send you theories and his message to Josh? Oh my god. Then Josh's message back, exclusive footage. Oh my god, I do. I do. Crazy. Okay. I'm already ready for the immediate Star Wars music copyright strike. Let's get into it. I haven't seen this personally. Hey, Quinlan. Dude, this is sick.
The Force is what gives the Jedi its power. It's an energy field created by all living things.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
Rey, may the Force be with you.
Force, a Jedi.
Before we go any further, I forgot to mention, go right now and get a freaking box of tissues, because this is also the year, sadly, that Carrie Fisher had just passed away, and this was the first celebration after that. And so everything has a tribute to Carrie in it, and it's so emotional. And we're going to watch a whole panel of Mark Hamill, just full panel tribute to Carrie, and it's so emotional. So go right now and get some tissues while we watch this intro.
It's all true.
My god, that guy actually looks like him.
Just breathe.
Welcome to Star Wars Celebration in Orlando.
I'm so excited. It's going to be amazing.
I've been waiting for Celebration all year long. I'm just a ball of excited, nervous energy.
This year marks the 40th anniversary of Star Wars.
40 years.
The Force is strong in my family.
Please welcome George Lucas.
Does that always happen when you walk into a room?
What a guy.
Not like this.
Always stunned at the passion that has lasted all these years.
Oh my god, yes, Cole. I
George
saw that.
Lucas here,
I saw that
C-3PO,
speech.
Lando Calrissian,
I was a
Chewbacca,
mess.
and Luke Skywalker. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Harrison Ford. It doesn't get much more epic than this.
Oh man. What a
Greatest
celebration.
Composer, conductor in the universe, John Williams.
Unreal. She's like, shut up. I'm trying to conduct here.
My mom used to
Oh,
say
don't.
she never
I've
knew
already
where
got a
Princess
big
Leia ended
bowl of
and Carrie
tears.
Fisher began.
She was that character. Very strong, very smart, and very funny.
She will be
damn.
remembered forever.
Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Too scared.
Welcome back to the Star Wars Show live
could be
from
me.
Star Wars
That could be me.
Celebration Orlando.
It's great to be back and be a part of it again.
I wanted to come and see you face to face. And may the Force be with you.
Thank you so much for joining us for the Heroines of Star Wars.
Oh my God.
This is incredible.
you'll be united with your Battlefront 2 PS4 Pro.
Oh, Battlefront 2, that's right. That came out
Disney
this year.
Parks and Star Wars, does anything go better together?
There's like one huge event every day that just makes it amazing.
Please give a round of applause for our cast of Star Wars Rebels.
These guys have actually been cosplaying
This is so
Rebels
exciting.
since before Rebels was on. So this is where I have to tell you, season 4 is the final season of Star Wars Rebels.
May the Force be with you.
Star Celebration
But hey,
is
James.
awesome, and I never want to go home.
Use the force, come on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, going to the floor and buying stuff. Lots of stuff.
Star Wars got me through like the last 2 years of my life. Like it's such a huge part of who I am.
So pumped for it. Yeah. My first con ever, and I'm ready.
Your first one?
First con.
Yeah. What are you most excited for this Last Jedi panel?
I just want to see Ryan Johnson in the flesh.
Hello! I want to come by and say hi to everybody. I will go through the entire line.
I'm crying thinking about how I'm going to see this trailer.
I was in line at 4 o'clock.
This is our second on that.
We've been here for over 24 hours.
Reach out. What do you see?
We zoom out.
Crazy.
Well, it's good to be back, eh?
BB-8, ladies and gentlemen! You are now a part of the Star Wars universe.
Give me your Tran, man. They did us so dirty.
Fans.
Of course there's a trailer. What are you talking about? Of course.
It's time for the Jedi to end.
I can't believe what I just saw. It was the best thing ever.
I gotta go watch this trailer like 300 times and then watch it again another 300 times.
I can never get over the fans. They're more supportive than my actual family.
Because there's nobody like Star Wars fans in the world.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
My heart is pounding. Thank you so much. We had the best time. So I'm very happy to be part of it.
John Williams.
That was
Total surprise.
It was wonderful. I cried the whole time.
Oh, this
I
is
love
crazy. There's always a new adventure for us to go on.
It gets bigger and better every year.
All of you are part of the Lucasfilm family. You are the most important part.
When you see all these little kids and you see the look on their face, this is what I did it for.
Holy shit, man. This is just the intro. And I'm weeping. Oh, far out. It's gonna be quite the show, I think. Whew. Insane. All right, let's jump right in. Let's jump right in. Rusty $2 redos. What's the best way to send you the videos? Do you have Instagram? Probably Instagram. Probably there. I can get links there. Okay. All right. So like I said, there's like a billion hours of live streams, but we're going to jump into very specific ones.
A little bit, yeah. I started.
Day one is kind of there's a lot of fan stuff. It's cool. I'm like, nothing grabs me. Oh, actually, is there an interview with Ian? There is, but I want to jump to this second one because, of course, as alluded to in that video, Last Jedi, and this is where the Last Jedi trailer comes out. So that is, keeping in mind, trailers is where they love to drop trailers for movies. So the Mando Grogu movie trailer, of course, has to drop during this year's celebration, right? Right, gang? Okay, so day 2, minute 38. Boom. So this is going into, we watched
Rancho Obi-Wan Star Wars.
Oh, jeez, what am I doing? We kind of watched something similar to this last week. So this is where a crew of kind of fans, I forget the names, I feel so bad, but kind of dissect the Last Jedi trailer. and give their thoughts about it. And I sort of loved watching, especially with the Force Awakens trailer, all their theories being like, oh, who's this, like, you know, relative? Who's this character? So it's going to be really interesting because obviously we know what the movie is. It's going to be really interesting to go back and hear what the fans and these sort of commentators thought about what the trailer was. So again, these aren't Lucasfilm people. These were like content creators and our content creators. So it was just their fan thoughts of to what the Last Jedi trailer entailed. So very interesting. Oh, chat is absolutely popping. I can't make it to Japan, but 2027 will be 50 years and I'll be there. Hell or high water. Yes. I'll see you there, Cole. That sounds good. If they do Celebration on Orlando next time, as long as I'm still in the South, I would so be there. Amazing. Get there. Get there. Am I crazy or did I hear there was going to be a season 4 of Mando instead of a movie? Yeah, you're crazy. I don't think that's the thing. The movie's done production. It's wrapped. I'm pretty sure now. And they're in the post-prod of it. You should definitely get a gig there. Yes, I'm trying so bad. Dream job. Star Wars Celebration. Host. Oh my God, Kirsty's awake somehow. Hey, Kirsty, how you doing? How you doing? But anyway, chat, let's get into it. So this is, again, fan reviews of what happened in the Last Jedi trailer. I think this is this part.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, yeah, they're still here. That's awesome. Now, I know a lot of you at home are probably still marathoning the trailer, but right now we have a few guests who are dying to analyze and speculate every frame of film, which is what we do as Star Wars fans. And here to do that on our stage are Peter Serrata from SlashFilm.com, Eric Vespa from AintItCool.com, Jermaine Lucier from IO9.com, and Michelle Bushman from Nerdist.com. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Andy. So we, just like you guys, just got finished watching the trailer, and I don't know if we're actually ready to take this all in. We're going to give it a shot. So
we can do it.
Yes, we can do it.
I have faith in us.
Let's roll this thing. All right.
Now this obviously looks like space, but
I also thought it was like Starkiller Base, like a crater, but it is not a crater.
I remember
All right, stop it there for a second. Obviously,
that's Octu, right?
That's Octu, and this is Finn.
He looks really good for his age.
1, 2, just in.
Oh, wow,
man.
what timing.
Oh, my God.
John Boyega, this is amazing.
I was just making a joke.
Did we just get fin-jacked? We just
my
got
God.
fin-jacked.
Wow.
Sorry, I had to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
This is important business here.
I just thought this is important business.
I think so.
Yeah. Come on. There you go. I gotta get high.
This is so great. You gotta love a shirt cannon.
Really crank it up. Really high.
So good.
This side. Really cranked up.
Are they so strong?
There we go. Hey, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Hey.
Oh man. We should have a discussion one day about what Finn's character should have become.
No more t-shirts? How many more do we have?
Oh my God, is it just how long is it? Is just him just shooting t-shirts? So much is happening. So much is happening.
You hit yourself. You hit yourself. How much power do you have on this? I do. Guys, how you doing? Back. All right. You face to face. Thank you. Unfortunately, I came because I have to leave quickly to go back to London, but I want to just show my appreciation to you guys. Honestly, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Since Force Awakens to now, you guys have been a great support, and I just wanted to crash this to just say thank you to all of you. You're amazing, and may the Force be with you. Thank you, guys.
Wow.
I just had to say a big thank you to all the fans and all the supporters of Star Wars. I'm sure you enjoyed that teaser trailer. More to come. Don't worry, Finn was sleeping, but he's back, and we're back. All right?
That's so good.
May the Force be with you.
And now,
you're just like, what the hell?
Wow,
How do you follow up that?
How do we follow that up? I mean, we'll let the trailer speak. Wow, guys, that was awesome.
Yes.
Interesting.
Well,
okay. Wow. Yeah, he just totally takes out over the show. That's so cool. Also, Brian, I need to ask you a question. Actually, I'm going to message you.
We should probably do some nerd stuff here.
Yeah.
So-
Let's nerd out here.
So what do you think is happening here? Do you think that she's training?
I think she's in the middle of some heavy training, right?
Or look at there's a cave behind her. Do you think that has something to do with the scene? She looks like she's gone through something.
We've seen people who are training to be Jedi go into small enclosed places before and come out not the same, right?
Yeah.
So she's walking out and she looks changed. I mean, she's put down a hand. Something's wrong.
Guys, I'm calling it now. This is just the cave where Luke lives. That's where he's been the whole time. He's got like cable TV
Darth Vader's
and
not in there with Luke's head. Okay, well,
he's fine.
We'll give
There's
it a
30
shot.
years of stink in there, and that's
Yeah,
what
all right.
she's reacting to. Okay.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep going.
The Lucasfilm logo. Need to know
Does
introduction.
anybody else cry when the Lucasfilm logo comes up
I
and
get
they
so
watch the
excited.
trailer? Because I totally do.
I missed
Yava,
the green.
where was
All right,
Yava?
let's, I mean, this is Octo. We don't stop.
Oh,
That's
hello,
they filmed
fine.
Skilling. Luke's Island here.
And this is the part in the trailer where I thought we weren't going to see anything. I thought like it was just going to be a tease of this.
All right, we stopped there for a second, real quick. That's all right. I mean,
wait. I love they've got a constant stream down the bottom here. Can you guys see this? Constant stream down the bottom of people that like tweet into Celebration. Someone called Poop Dinker. Poop Dinker says that panel was fantastic. Oh my God, Yava, yes, yeah, baby. We got the gang back together. Oh my God, and shout out Tim for joining back up as well. And Yava's back in the Masters fold. Oh my God, Yava, there's so much going on right now. We're planning so many things. Get back in here. Thank God you're back. Love you, my friend. Thank you so much for the massive support. Appreciate you. You legend. Oh, see, NJS is already on it. So good. Yeah, legends in the chat right now. So good. So I was totally distracted by @PoopDinker saying that panel was fantastic. I'm even more hyped for The Last Jedi. So insane. Man, dude. Absolute joy coming into the chat right now. Rossi, with the big-hearted man he is, gifting 5 RaeSide memberships. Thank you so much, Rossi. Sharing that love. Who's here? Mac, dude, I love when people give gifts because then I can like see who's lurking back here. John Birdchurch, Cole is, well, you've been talking Cole, TVC and Memory all getting a membership from Rossi. I'm going to be bringing back member only live streams much more frequently, so you're going to want to giddy up for that. It's going to be awesome. Hey, Indy. Well, to be fair, Indy, I don't blame you because I'm like doing these right in the middle of your workday, so that's kind of fine. But love you, Indy. Thank you so much for being here. You're the greatest. Thank you, Yava. You legend. Rossi. The GOAT. Yeah, he is the GOAT, isn't he? Yeah, and hype right now. Let's go with the memberships. How good. So much is happening. Hold on. Welcome to the RaeSide. Oh, you legends. You absolute legends. All right, let's keep going. What are these bing bongs got to say about the trailer?
A little bit dark. There we go.
There we go.
There it is.
Just the shot is amazing.
Beautiful shot, yes.
Appreciate, but what do you guys think Rey is thinking right now?
This might be connected to the scene we just saw. I mean, she's sort of
right shot,
in her head trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, just beautiful framing there. I mean, we're going to see more of this island, which is really cool. We didn't get to see much of it in the first movie.
Some Jedi contemplating after a tough day.
Keep it going.
Some waves crashing.
Let's stop there. Obviously,
this is awesome.
This is my favorite shot.
This is, and people can come. This is very. It reminds me of Man of Steel, Zack Snyder shot, but it is beautiful
It's reminiscent of some of the video game stuff too.
I mean, but where Superman is being Superman, Rey is using the Force, right? And she's thinking of something, and she's affecting that kind of change in the physical environment.
I like that it's something small too. It's not like she's trying to raise a ship or whatever. It's the tiny little, pebbles. You're just starting to see.
Yeah,
maybe
intimate's a
the
good word.
extent of her powers.
Yeah. So, do we still think it's attached to what we've seen the last couple shots? Her sort of in her
I
head
think
training.
she's still in Octo.
Yeah.
Yo, definitely that. Yeah.
She's still training. for
Yes.
sure.
Okay. Keep it going.
Keep going.
Get some voiceover here that we can hear. Stop there.
Stop there. That's Carrie Fisher, right?
It's Carrie Fisher from the back. General Leia looking at a map. I don't know if that's the map to Luke that we saw at the end of Force Awakens. It might have been.
It looks like we might have Akbar right there.
Yeah, Akbar was in the photos they showed during the panel, so I don't know Akbar is back. I don't.
This droid on the right.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a resistance fighter, I believe, right? That's a human.
That might
Oh,
be
there we go.
that
Yeah,
might
the
be
helmet,
Billy
okay.
Lord right there.
It
Yep,
could
that
be. Yep. I don't know who this Resistance officer is, but
Unknown person.
new character. We'll get his action figure.
Well, I noticed something in this scene because
We'll get his action figure.
it feels
So
like
accurate.
Luke's trying to train Rey into feeling with the Force, right? And if you notice when she's saying the light and the dark, there's like layers of the original trilogy stuff. There's layers of the new stuff.
Yeah.
Here, and this is the first time you see this in the trailer.
So he says.
Just realized I was muted. This was like one thing that I absolutely adore of the sequels is actually how they portray Leia. And it is so sad of her passing. And I think one thing I would have changed, well, one of the list, would be just add more Leia. Like big time. I think they did her character quite well. And I don't know, she just had the right energy to it. It was fantastic. I really loved her character in it. Quinlan, have I read Enter the Empire? No, but I'm currently about a quarter of the way through my third ever EU book. Currently reading, thanks to Master CG, actually, The Courtship of Princess Leia. Right now, I finished Truce of Bakura a couple of weeks ago, and I've read Plagueis, but I haven't read Enter the Empire, which I probably should because I'm like a big Thrawn fan, and everyone says it's amazing. So I'll add it to the list.
Says, breathe, what do you feel? Or what do you see? And she says, the light, and this is what we see. Keep it going.
And you hear Leia's theme here as well.
Yes. Oh, no, you hear Rey's theme. Stop there.
right there.
Obviously, then you hear a little First Order. Go for it, Michelle.
Some smashed Kylo Ren helmet here. What could that mean?
Yeah, I mean, last time we saw his helmet was it was on Star Killer where he dropped it.
Yep.
Where he had an unfortunate meeting with his father. This looks like, I don't know, I was speculating. I got a feeling that he got mad at something and smashed something.
Kylo Ren mad at something?
I would not
This is
believe
shocking.
it, right?
What I'm
Shocking.
wondering is, with this smashed, are we going to have a whole new helmet, a whole new look for Kylo Ren? Or are they going to keep it iconic with like Darth Vader through the
I think he needs. I mean, I think you have to keep that front, right? That samurai look. But who knows about the back? And where's the glass though? Where's the glass coming from? Was it in a thing? Did he smash it out?
He got really angry with his tri-saber again.
Yes. Yes. All right. That's a beautiful shot too.
going.
Again, beautiful shot. Keep it going.
Oh, it's even bigger up there.
Yeah. The smoking too. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. All right. Stop it here.
Yeah,
this voiceover going on right now is all
shot.
Luke.
We believe so.
Crazy
Yes.
shot.
This is a tree. I don't know what this is.
That looks like books on the shelf.
It looks like books on his shelf or pieces of gold. I got a feeling this is going to be these
no
next
worries,
couple
man.
shots are the
It's
ones
a
people
good
are going to
feeling.
be
Just
analyzing
looking
that
back at this time,
don't
hey.
almost fit in what we know
You've
of
been
this
here.
new Star Wars trilogy.
Yep.
Somebody just shouted out Yoda's library.
It could be. Those look like the kind of
accurate
free-formation.
Yeah,
Dagobah.
yeah, that would be really.
I would love that.
Good call.
All right, let's keep it going here. Stop it.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Last Jedi
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like
And this is where you can hear
incredible.
Yoda's voiceover.
Incredible.
Yep.
Correct? If you.
See, I heard it in that loud room. I didn't hear it. I'm sure somebody else knows. And what is this, like the red writing on the left side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whose hand is that? Is that Maz Kanata?
It looks like Maz Kanata, but it also could be a glove. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks glovey to me.
Yeah, now
Wow.
seeing here, yeah,
It's glove.
it's a
yeah.
glove. It's not
Kanata.
Maz Kanata. Yeah, I mean, like
Who
you
knows?
just look. I thought it was Maz just because of the orange, but now like you look at it,
So
it's a
could it be a
glove.
map?
So who could it be? I mean, obviously you want to see Rey's going after some Jedi knowledge, but it could be that doesn't look like it looks sort
It's an
of
old book.
more
Yeah, you can see
masculine
it's an old
hand.
book.
Yeah, old book for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yes?
pages.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
This is interesting.
It's Yoda's diary.
Okay, let's keep on going.
Keep
with
it
that.
going. Yeah,
Maybe this is a different JS production.
this is so good.
Oh,
Let's
look
wait.
at
Let's
it.
wait.
Let's
Stop
stop
it
right
there.
With the lightsaber moves.
It is. This is from the Karate Kid
This is
4.
our Mr. Miyagi moment.
Yes.
Good joke, sir.
Yeah.
This is again on Octo. Go ahead, repeat.
It's very reminiscent of the Karate Kid. And I just love all these shots. They both look like Ryan is bringing something new to this franchise, but he's also honoring the franchise at the same time.
Mhm.
Like there's such interesting, visually beautiful shots.
It's a teaser trailer. You're going to put in some interesting, beautiful shots. But yes, they are very, very
All right,
beautiful.
catch you next time, Numa.
I mean, this still is kind
See
of
you next
crappy because there's no blue lightsaber. But she's obviously wielding the Skywalker lightsaber. Luke is watching her, or at least we assume it's them because they're on the island. But you never know with Star Wars. Yeah, I'm going to give it 99%. That's Rey.
I
and
think
Luke.
this is the shot that everybody was kind of waiting for with the trailer, right? That
Yeah,
there's a
you
little
wanna
bit of a
see
training
teacher
feel
and
to it. This is
student.
what people wanted after 7.
Yeah, and but is this just a rock formation or is this
I
like a
think so,
statue?
yeah.
It's going to be like the gravestone in Force Awakens. People don't know what it is. It looks like a grave. It looks like a rock.
We are at the Jedi Temple, so there could be
on
things
the
there.
with the possible first Jedi Temple. Beautiful shot. Ryan Johnson killing it. Keep it going. Oh, why do we have to wait so long? All right, stop here.
Oh,
yeah.
These are new. These are new ships. We're going to get it better. Actually, can you rewind it or a little bit?
Yeah, those look like walkers in the background.
Yeah, right
don't
there.
They?
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are
that's
definitely
good pick.
at
I didn't
AT&T.
know.
So I'm going to say both.
Oh,
Just so
yeah.
people
They
look at that.
almost look reminiscent of like B-wing fighters. I mean, they're really small.
Yeah, B-wing on the side, and then like, but as you see, they have this like almost like needle that comes out and scoops up the water, the ground. Right? What could the purpose of that be?
Do you think they're blinding, trying to blind the troopers and kicking up
so
dust? Is that-
interesting. A great tactic for the resistance.
Yeah. Yeah, but all right, let's roll it and get a better look at these ships.
Well,
right there, stop. All right, yeah. So there you go. They're almost pod racy too.
Yeah.
Especially this scene, you know. But they're
yeah,
like,
and they're definitely
excited
doing
about
that on purpose. So they're kicking up dust for some reason.
I like that theory that they're using the water to
and just
it's
like
interesting because when I watched it in the room, I thut the red stuff was coming from them.
No,
Now
it's coming
watching
definitely
it-
coming from the ground.
Yeah.
And just look at this expansive look. I don't know what planet this is. But I mean, obviously, desert. It could be Jakku.
It looks like it might
probably
be a new planet.
Yep.
Probably a new desert planet. But just look at this beautiful shot all the way back, and then this is just so awesome. Let's keep it going. All right, stop there. We just saw that gentleman who Finn's still being
He's okay. He's okay.
Like he said, he's still recovering. I guess that was a much worse injury than we had expected, but
he's not in a Bacta tank though, so it's not too.
no, this is
bad.
the 40, 50 year later version of the back to tank, I guess, right?
It's going to be interesting though because I don't feel like they can keep him out of all the marketing, and he obviously is going to get out of this coma.
Well, he's got to walk around with Rose, who we don't see in the trailer. We don't see any new characters in the trailer, which is interesting. This is a teaser trailer though. This is our first look at all these things and what the
And I'm
world's
sure
going to look
someone
like.
online is already transcribing this.
DB coming in. Gift them 5 gifted subs. Insane. Patrick, aggressively relaxing. Kyber, Forge. Chad, oh my god, Chad. Glub Tuppity Weppel. Dude, I can never get around that name. Gifting and grabbing those memberships from DB. Thank you so much, DB, for the big, generous dono to some memberships. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Ian, I miss the pre-Last Jedi days. I live in Japan and Star Wars used to be everywhere. Every store had Star Wars related goods. Every year there was a huge May the 4th celebration, but after the Last Jedi, all that was gone. Really? Huh. How interesting. How interesting. Well, if you live in Japan, are you going to Japan celebration this year, my friend? Are you going there now? I'll see you there. I'll see you there.
Yeah, our boss.
Yeah,
right?
as you speak, can you tweet that to us?
Yeah,
when you do,
tweet it
please?
at
Let
Star
us know.
All right, let's keep it going.
Yeah, bro, that's like 5 minutes.
Right there.
That's your
obviously.
smoko, mate.
This is just so good. We all love Poe, but we didn't.
Wait, you might know what a smoko means. But smoko is like a term that Australians use if you're like working a shift, and it's not like your lunch break. Your lunch break is separate, but smoko is like a much shorter amount of time. That it's called smoko because it used to be for like you would go and have a cigarette, so it would just be like an amount of time that you would go have a cigarette, which would be like 5-10 minutes, and so that's smoko. So it's not like a paid lunchtime. But if you're gonna go have smoko, you're just having like a mini break. So yeah, smoko. Just time of your smoko. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, it's a song? Okay. That's me.
But we didn't get enough Poe in The Force Awakens, and it looks like we're gonna get some more Poe. Look at this, like him and BB together.
The ultimate best
And
friend
if you want
duo.
to, and if you want to see Poe, you want to see him in that X-wing outfit. I mean, there it is, and like there he is, just killing it.
I'm so excited that Poe's gonna be at
of this
Celebration.
movie.
So we're gonna get a lot more of that. And
Oscar
I
Isaac,
I want to see a lot of more Poe action. And it looks
Yeah.
like if we go to the next shot, we're gonna see something not too good for Poe. Yeah, right here, right, but the moments before.
And then let's fast forward a little bit.
And there goes
Bam,
there
okay.
goes his black X-wing that we all love so
stop.
much.
Stop,
rewind it a
go back
second.
a
Yeah,
little
rewind it a
bit.
second before we get
Guys,
that.
this is the second time Poe's ship has blown up. He's having terrible luck with his ship.
Maybe he should paint his ships a different color so they
I
don't
think
know that.
he needs a new like galactic
Well, the last
maintenance girl or mechanic or whatever he has.
Can we
Good
rewind
call.
just a little bit and see if we can see the other ships in here
Oh,
before
yeah,
the
good
fire?
call. Good call. Good call.
I hope it's not.
I see a blue X-wing in the
Another X-wing
background.
deck here. Yeah.
I hope it's not Rose, the new
Somebody-
character,
an
who's
A-wing?
his
Yeah,
mechanic.
that's an A-wing over
That's
here.
an A, yeah.
Oh,
Why does it make no
So
sense?
that's it. The A-wing on the left. Good guy. Yeah, because that almost looks like it's not a ship. It looks like it's some tech stuff. That's really good. Yeah.
So there we go. Pose without a ship
So,
again.
yeah, another pro. And then I get.
Bryant, get out of here. Get out of here. You didn't even write a message to it. $5 dues. $5 dues. Thank you so much, buddy. It's just gonna go right back into drinkies once you're here in Sydney. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Oh, you meme lords.
I don't know where this is. Obviously, a resistance base. I guess it almost looks like a film set from the top.
Yeah.
It's like we could just shoot that.
Yeah, unfinished effects. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
unfinished
it. It's
effects. Don't worry. Keep going. All right.
That's
keep it
fine
rolling,
wood, that's
please.
fine wood.
And then a quick shot. Well, yeah. Keep it going. Now you're gonna see a TIE
And
fighter.
also, it seems unexpected because people are like under there doing maintenance, and then
Well, he's running to the ship. There's obviously something happening.
Yeah,
He's
cool. I love
in the
Oscar
red.
Isaac.
Don't know it's for
Right.
sure.
They don't know it's gonna.
One of the coolest things that Ryan said on the panel was that the First Order
It's
is
Star
taking
Wars.
advantage of the
Why would
vacuum
science and
that's
Star Wars
left by there being no
work now?
central government anymore, and it seems like they're putting the pressure really hard.
Yeah, this could
he
be-
said
this could be a moment
Things are
here.
going to get dire in this one.
All right. Let's keep it going. We got a quick shot here, and we're gonna. That's just it's a
fighter,
TIE
there
fighter
we
being
go.
exploded, but what could be blowing it up? Keep it going. There you go. Stop it right
Yes,
there.
the Falcon.
The Falcon returns.
The hero shot right there.
But the question, and I mean, it's reminiscent of the first teaser trailer, which ended with the shot of the Falcon. Now we get a different angle. Very, very cool.
Last we saw the Falcon, it was on Octu with Rey and Chewbacca.
And R2D2, right?
R2D2.
Yeah. So
My vote is R2 is flying it.
R2 is like. I mean,
a
it's
great
probably. I
pilot.
mean, you have to imagine this is Rey's ship now, right? For
Yeah.
good. So this is probably her.
I think Chewbacca might have something to say about that, but yeah.
That's true. So yeah, let's go a little bit. And this definitely looks like a first order tie, right? Black tie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. You see some ties there in the back. All right, yeah, we can keep going.
Still not great shots.
So true.
All right,
So
stop
true.
it here. I mean,
I'd love him back in Star Wars, to be
the
honest.
blue lighting. So this is like a dawn shot, I guess, or you know.
We see
What
some,
was her lightsaber?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lightsaber.
but
That's
we see
probably
some
much
anger
sense.
in her face there.
Well, she could be
Urgency,
training.
Stress.
She's got like the Tom Cruise intense running face
Yep.
going on.
But we
I
know
gotta-
these
We
are
will,
part of the
DB. We
path
will
to
argue
dark
this
But
one.
side.
I have a feeling though. I have a feeling that everything we see of Rey in this is training.
Yep.
Because the training's probably going to be in the first act of the movie.
Yeah.
Then things go down. I got a feeling this could be later. It could be her fighting Kylo Ren or something like that. But I feel like this is just her intensely training, getting into that
Yeah,
Jedi
this is
mindset. Could be wrong, but this is just my thought. All right,
Keep
please
going.
keep going.
She's definitely looks determined.
Yeah, she's running. All right, stop here.
let's
She
stop.
seems like
Such a great shot. Look at that, and look at his eye. You
Yeah,
get the
the
reflection
light in
of
his
the.
eye.
See?
I love that little.
Oh,
The shots are so
he hasn't
good.
improved the saber much.
You might not
you
like
can
the
see
movie,
scar
but the
too
shots
that
are
he got at the
amazing.
end.
Oh, yeah,
it's,
you
it's
can.
not
Like
as
that scene.
pronounced as I was expecting it to
Right.
be, but it's
Oh.
Who else has a scar on their face that's in the first order?
Snoke.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There,
Uh-oh.
yeah. Harry Potter or Snoke is Kylo Ren. But yeah, that's just an awesome. It's great to see him back. It's just really, really cool. Again, just a beautiful shot. Nice to see him back, and he does not look happy about what's going on at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, when is he ever happy?
Well,
really?
that's true. Keep it going, please. All right, stop here. What? This is obviously R2, and this person. I don't know.
Who?
Go ahead, Michelle.
Well, in The Force Awakens, we saw this in the Force back. Luke
It looked-
Skywalker touching R2D2,
Yep.
and there was a
It does look
temple
like
in the
that.
It looks
background.
like that. We
I
don't know for
absolutely
sure.
think this is the reverse shot of that from
Yep.
Episode 7.
Yeah,
I think that's his
Yeah.
temple that he built.
I
Yep.
think we're going to learn how the Knights of Ren came about in this movie.
Speaking of,
Sam.
if we want to fast forward a little bit.
How
Yeah.
you doing?
To be sure,
You
that's
got a
Luke, though.
celebration,
It looks
don't you,
like
Sam?
unless he's on his.
Yeah, see?
Keep going.
We can agree on that.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
You're not like the movie.
What awesome shot? Phasma's back.
Stick.
Phasma did not get
Finally.
did
She
not get a
escaped
talking
the
to
compactor.
for ruining the for Starkiller base.
Yeah, she's still with the First Order.
She's still for it.
She made it out of the trash compactor.
Looks like the stormtroopers from this shot look pretty similar to.
This looks like an Imperial base. You can tell by the
Little
triangular,
flank size, yep.
But
and that's Poe's X-wing. There.
Oh, it could be it could be the reverse shot of the
People are
last.
just yelling
That's
at
a great point. The
That's
Crown's
point.
flashback. I think it might be
It's
the reverse
lovely.
what we just saw.
What's my
And this is a
question?
flashback.
Yeah, well,
So
Wait
Phasma
till
and
Last
her
Jedi, 'cause this is what we're
stormtroopers.
talking
So
about.
this may not confirm that she's still with them.
Interesting.
It could just say Phasma and First Order
Oh, you're going?
stormtroopers.
Did I know that?
You know,
You're going?
did this to Luke's
together.
people.
didn't know that.
If that's the
There's
case,
so
this
many.
isn't a
I'm gonna be
resistance
so
base.
many
This
people
is
there.
an
This would
Imperial
be
base.
or some kind of Jedi thing that Luke did in the past. So
I mean,
we don't know for sure.
Dude, it's insane. I'm gonna, like I sort of prefaced on my Instagram, you might have seen, and this is all a part of it. Like the celebration content is just ramping up from here on out on the channel. So I can't wait to do like a just name roll call of like who's going to celebration that's like in the channel, because that I'm so excited to meet everyone and see so many people. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so fun. Unreal. Very excited for you guys.
We were told things are going to get real dark in this
Yeah,
movie.
I mean, that's
so-
just, I don't know. This is a very interesting shot. This almost looks like a painting at this spot right here.
I love how colorful.
You're gonna be
Oh, God, just beautiful
overwhelmed.
composition
This is
on
the
all
one
these.
word.
Yeah,
I
just
have
in
for
terms
you.
of color palette, the
Overwhelming.
red and blue has been all over this
Yes,
trailer.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we just
Really
had, we just saw the
nice.
Blu-ray, and then we went to the orange.
Wait
first
for the
order.
US
All right,
one,
let's keep
JS.
going.
Wait
Almost
for the
done
US
here,
one.
unfortunately.
Catch you there.
All right, stop here. This looks like a space battle bigger than anything we've seen yet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that looks like an A-wing, right?
Yep.
They look like medical frigates, but they're
Yeah,
not.
Sam's
They're
been a-
definitely
Sam's
new,
been
right?
a
They're
member
something
of
new.
these,
Ship.
like-
They're very reminiscent of a bunch of different.
Really?
It's like you
ships.
cut a frigate in half,
Yeah.
almost,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, dude, that's like
they have the
a
week.
little
Lo-
of the-
I
the
think it
Hammerhead
might
Corvette
even
look
be
to
the
it a
day
little
I
bit.
got
They're really cool. I mean, I'm
Shit,
sure these
wow.
could be like an
Oh,
L-wing, or I
yeah.
think
That's
that already
crazy.
exists, but I'm just guessing what
You
they would name it.
remember?
That story group shop. But yeah, just this is a really cool big space battle.
And they're over a planet, which we can't tell what it
Right,
is.
but X-wing and A-wing for sure. At least them. Let's
Where's
keep going.
OJ? Where's OJ?
And there's some ties flying through.
A lot of
Stop
explosions.
there.
Bam.
Yeah, something across it could be a
He's
barricade.
triggering
They're
me
all
so
lined
much
up
right
like
now.
they're
I should
trying to
bring back
stop something.
the-
That's a great point. I'm gonna steal it, but I don't know your name.
I like the gunner turrets at the bottom. You see, notice
Yep.
those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're the
Very
bottom of the
World War
ship.
II.
Yeah,
reminiscent,
yeah.
Which is a callback to the original trilogy.
Yeah.
This world seems more like it has some water and
Water,
scenery.
He's a busy boy. It's so
I
fun.
mean, could it be the planet that Acto is on, or Acto itself? Is that's the planet?
Could be.
I mean, maybe
yeah.
they realize that that's where Luke
I
is,
see-
and they try to protect
I
it.
see a lot more landmass there, though.
Yeah,
It
maybe
does
you're
look
right.
they're definitely in a formation of protecting that area, whatever
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. Let's keep it going. Could be a new Rebel base. This could be there's an X-wing flying through, not Poe's X-wing. The voice over here. And there he is, finally seeing him speak on camera. But even though we speak on camera, it's in shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks again, Ryan.
That's another one of those caves that you were talking about.
See, I'm
Right,
telling you
it's-
guys, he's just been there the whole time with like Netflix.
Yes.
Right, and he says here, obviously, that the Jedi must end.
know,
And
what
and
could
what
that
does that mean? That
mean?
means so much.
It's interesting because everybody's been asking who's the last Jedi. Is it Rey? Is it him?
Is it multiple people?
Yoda has said he's the last Jedi in the original trilogy.
Yep.
Uh,
But Rey wasn't born yet.
maybe the Jedi. I'm going to propose this, guys. Maybe the Jedi are not a good force in this galaxy. I mean, look what
They're
they
too
did
good.
in the prequels.
Well,
Maybe Luke has realized that the Jedi must come to an end. Like
Maybe,
like,
maybe
the whole-
there's
We
something
see
beyond
so many
Jedi.
characters that mix the two, right? That mix the light and the dark. Not the dark, but they don't go by the Jedi order.
Yeah.
But they
The whole-
have force powers.
The whole series has been about balance.
Yes.
And we know the Sith don't really exist. Like, we assume Snoke's a Sith, but we don't know. We know for sure Kylo's not a Sith.
Right.
Yet he's something else. And I think we're going to see the something else of the Jedi in this movie.
Yeah.
Whatever, there's
Or
going
the
to be something
beginning-
where they're closer in the middle.
the beginning of the
That's my
emergence
guess,
of
yeah.
this good side, something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if you roll it there, that'll be the end of it.
So what do we miss? We miss anything?
Wow.
We pretty much got it all, right, guys?
So that's yeah. It's interesting to hear their thoughts and all that on what the trailer was. Absolutely. Okay, skipping ahead now a little bit. We are jumping into a panel with Daisy Ridley, Ashley Eckstein, and Tia Sakar, who plays Sabine. Where is it? Hang on. 3 hours and 38 minutes is where we're going to. All right. Let's get into it.
History of strong characters that just also happen to be female. From Leia to Padme, Rey, Jyn, Sabine, Ahsoka, Hera, each has become a fan favorite around the globe. And now we join Dave Filoni and Ashley Eckstein and Tia Sakar, and as they discuss the importance of these characters, how they've inspired millions like me, and where we can see.
Oh shit. Hang on.
This is some rescue.
Andy.
What the hell are you doing?
I want to be the
Somebody
next
to save our
Andy of
skins.
Star Wars.
You know, I could have ordered you to take me along.
You don't exactly outrank me anymore.
In my book,
So cool.
experience.
I remember this moment being like so mind blowing.
And I definitely outrank you.
She's alive.
Electrical overload.
I can fix that.
Coolant's leaking.
Try transferring auxiliary power to secondary tank.
I got it.
Good. Gently.
I'm gonna cry, Sam. Why are you so nice? Oh, shit, man. I appreciate that. That's insane. That's insane.
The Emperor's made a critical error and the time for our attack has come.
Yes, yeah.
When you've gotten past the energy shield, proceed directly to the rendezvous point. Understood?
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, this rebellion is worth it.
Follow me, boys.
Such a quality line. Follow me, boys.
Alderon's ours, and we will keep reminding them
Rusty,
until we get it back.
I'm glad you're sticking around. Even despite all
wanted one,
that you're
right?
going through.
Your behavior, Genesso,
Thank you, Rusty,
is
for the
continually
$5 dude.
unexpected.
Dude, why are you guys like painting yourself?
You call this a diplomatic solution?
No, I call it aggressive negotiations.
We need a pilot.
This is a long montage.
Here we go.
While this montage is still going, who's the best female character
More fighters.
in Star
form
Wars?
up.
Period.
This is our rebellion.
Hang on!
The belonging you seek is not behind you. It is ahead. I am no Jedi, but I know the Force. No one threatens our family.
Oh, season 3 Rebels, freaking good shit.
I remember a time when Jedi were not generals, but peacekeepers.
And will not condone a course of
Best
action
female
that will lead us to war.
Will I ever see you again?
What does your heart tell you?
Where?
Follow me.
You are making a mistake.
Maybe, but I have to sort this out on my own. Without the Council, and without you.
Ray, may the Force be with you.
So good.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your behind-the-scenes stage host, Amy Ratcliffe.
Amy Radcliffe. So cool. Love Amy too. She's awesome.
Welcome, everyone. Day 2 of celebration. How are we feeling? Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us for the Heroines of Star Wars. Thank you all watching at home on the live stream too from around the world. Star Wars has a rich history of female characters, from pirates to princesses to queens, senators, the list goes on, and we are so excited to talk about them today. And to help kick me off this panel, I would like to bring executive producer Dave Filoni on the stage.
Oh my god!
Hey guys.
What a great soundtrack to read that comment with,
I like
Sam.
that
Oh my god!
theme. That's really good.
Hey guys.
Thank you for that.
Oh, stop it!
The least.
I'll
It's the
take
least
it.
we could do.
Hey guys!
I want to talk
Much
about
love.
y-
Hope
your
you
work
both
on the
doing
Clone Wars and Rebels
amazing.
has brought so many
Love you guys.
female characters.
I wish I could come to
into
your trivia
the
night, Jeff.
universe,
I
but
keep
it all
seeing
started
you
with
promote it.
Leia.
I want to go.
Can you kind of tell us a little bit about her importance in
So
the
much has happened. They got into this panel so quickly. So panel about women in Star Wars. Dave's here. I love that Dave's here, and he's like the one answering the questions about it. But let's dive right in. Also, yeah, like yeah, Brady. I didn't know how to absorb that message. I didn't know how to absorb that comment.
history of Star Wars and in your storytelling?
Sure. I mean, it's, Leia is one of those characters for me that's, I'll cite another character like Eowyn from Lord of the Rings, where as a young boy, I, read that book and it blew my mind, because you're just not exposed to characters like that. And Leia is the same thing where, there's this idea that she's this princess in distress. She's not in distress ever. I mean, I fully believe that while she's in that cell, she's already figuring out how she's going to get out. And then the opportunity comes because here's Luke. And she's immediately like, okay, I can work with this.
Yes. Kind of like you're doing a terrible
job. She gets
job.
in the hallway and then she figures out it's going to be a lot harder than she thought. I mean, if you think about it, and George was so wise to write her that way, and it was kind of inspirational and revolutionary. And I think the power of that, when you think about it, is that, growing up as a kid, and especially a little boy, I could look at any girl that stood up for herself and say, she's like Leia. And that had value to me. And I was like, that's cool.
And it had value to a lot of children growing up as well.
Yeah.
And tell me about carrying it over, as we saw in this amazing sizzle reel, so many wonderful characters from the Clone Wars. How did George influence you bringing in not only Ahsoka, but gosh, Ventress? We have all across all range of female characters.
Oh, Thor,
yeah, I think the cool thing, was
man,
that
I should bring back those codes.
We
dude.
want to tell
That's
interesting
so cool.
stories, and we just had.
I can't
all
believe you
these
guys
great
remember.
female
That's
characters we
that's
wanted to put in
tickling
them.
me
It wasn't
so
like
much.
this
That's so great.
targeted effort that I think things feel like sometimes. It's like Ventress, it wasn't a conversation. She's just a great villain. Ahsoka can be a great hero, and I know when we talked about it early on, George said Anakin had a Padawan, and Henry Gilroy and I were like, well, we'd like to be a girl. Because I've seen the development of, a young boy character in Luke before, and then with Anakin, I said, well, how about a girl? And George was all for it. He dove right in for that. And it was just something we felt was all natural to do, because you hadn't seen a lot of it. There was space for it. But the trick for me, especially with these characters like Ahsoka and Sabine, is that they do everything. It's not just like you hear a lot of it's like, oh, they're badass. Okay, but that's
But
one
it's not
thing
just
they
about
can
that,
do.
right?
It's not about
just about physical.
and it can never just be about that. Otherwise, the other thing, and this is something to watch for. It's really tricky to get multiple women on screen at the same time talking about important stuff.
Yes,
and
agreed.
we don't see a lot of it. And we need to have more of that.
I agree completely. And like you said, it's not just about this idea of the strong female character. I love that phrase, but it's not just physical strength. It's about having multifaceted characters.
And I'm going to do one thing here. I'm glad I remembered to do this. And I have to, this is important because someone that's really important to everything that we're doing on what we're going to talk about today couldn't be here today, which is one of our VPs of animation, Carrie Beck. She was supposed to be here and she can't be here for reasons. So if everybody could just say, I'll give you on 3, because she's probably watching on live stream. Hi, Carrie. We miss you. That would be great. Ready? So 1, 2, 3. Hi, Carrie. We miss you.
That's so nice.
Right,
Carrie Beck
great,
is my pick
because
of who
she's,
should run Lucasfilm, by the way.
a powerful woman in Star Wars for us, working on our side of
she
the
should be president
creation.
of
I
Lucasfilm.
gotta mention her here.
Yes. And as we are talking about Clone Wars, also the tradition is carried in Rebels. You talked about having women on screen talking about important things, and Hera and Sabine do that regularly as they work with the rebellion.
Yeah. I mean, there was an instinct in the beginning, like some of the early stuff that we got in Rebels. I have to admit that it came in, and like there was a scene where Hera and Sabine were alone for the first time. And one of the first conversations that was attempted to be written was about them talking about, well, I guess you like Ezra, and I guess you like Kanan. And Curie Hart and I were like, whoa, what is that? We don't want to talk about that. We're not interested in that at all. We want to talk about the mission and the rebellion, and how Sabine is having trust issues with the whole thing.
Yes.
And so, Curie Hart, Carrie Beck, and I were like, okay, so that's gone. And we just jettisoned it. And it was amazing how much better the episode got.
Yes, because they have other things to focus on.
Yeah, it's amazing how much, no matter how little I've implied whether Hera and Kanan like each other,
it's a thing.
People think they like each other, so I don't need to talk about it.
No,
It's so true. I'm trying to think. Was it only until season 4 did they get together, Hera and Kanan, or was it earlier? Because definitely the energy for them both was there strongly, and I love hearing about all this because literally like 3 days ago I finished A New Dawn, which is a Hera and Kanan book, and like the tension, and it's like how they met and got to know each other. Oh, there's definitely tension. Great couple. Underrated Star Wars couple. 100%.
It just
And-
happens organically.
We bring it to
yeah,
the
I
table
think
for
it's,
you.
I think it's
Thank
season
you.
4
It's
too.
fine.
And as we're talking about these amazing characters, I think it would be wonderful to get some perspective. We would love, we have
Yes.
a couple more special guests. Let's bring them out. We have the voice of Sabine Wren, Tia Sircar.
I have her autograph. It's like the one Star Wars autograph I have.
And the voice of Ahsoka Tano, Ashley Eckstein.
Did he? They're cutting your dawn with Bad Batch. When?
Ahsoka
How?
lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because of Hera?
And now Dave wishes
think so.
he is suddenly somewhere else other than this stage.
No, it's fine. You just, if I could direct you for a minute, you should say that line more like this. Ahsoka lives? It's more like
It's a question
like
mark,
a question, and you're fine.
What do you guys think? Do you think it's Ahsoka lives or Ahsoka lives?
You're right.
See, there's that fan feedback we're talking about. Just keep that in mind. No pressure.
I wonder what happens to Sabine.
Oh God.
Oh man. Okay.
What have you
anyway.
Yeah, you hear that? Don't get crazy.
Well, now that I think that's passed. I think that passed a while ago. Well,
That
now
ship
we
has
have
sailed.
You both up here. Ashley, let's start with you because Ahsoka has had quite the journey. As some of you probably know and have heard, when she first started with Clone Wars, Ahsoka
Yes,
was not
I totally agree.
the most
Yes.
welcome character.
Oh, yes.
No.
Yes, I like
She
how they're
was a
talking
little
about this.
snippy. She wore a tube top, and she called R2 R2y.
Well, it's catchy. I mean, it rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah. But you know,
Oh my God. Did he
I
actually?
have
That's
to
so cool.
say,
I've
we were
never
always a
noticed that.
season
That's so cool.
ahead.
Hey, Will.
And I said to the fans from the beginning, when she did come out in the film and she came on a bit strong, I said, I just beg you to go on this journey with her because I promise you you'll like where she's going. And no character should start out perfect. If they're perfect from the beginning, then there's no arc for them to go on. And I said, just please trust us. Please go on this journey with her. And thank you for going on this journey with her because I think this guy has done an amazing job with her and the rest of the crew on Clone Wars and Rebels.
Well, and on that side, Dave, can you talk about kind of seeing the fan reaction to Ahsoka evolve over the years? Because now she is, I mean, everybody is so excited about her. She's beloved.
Yeah, George and I knew when we were, in the very early episodes, we were like, this is right on the edge. This could go one of two ways. She'll either be really likable or, we'll have a challenging time. And I think that, George was the one really pushing for us to do some things that I think made Ahsoka feel younger. And I think the wisdom of that now is when you look at her, you see this massive journey. It's very rare to see any character on screen age and evolve as much as she has. But we've literally seen her from this young girl who's, kind of impetuous to this strong, really self-confident woman who's a warrior, who defends her friends, who stands up for people, that's a leader in her own right. Kind of, I always think of her now as the reflection of, in a way, kind of what Anakin could be. She represents his best qualities because he passes on to her and makes decisions that in some ways he couldn't. And that's the master-apprentice relationship. So that's why I think she's such a confident, strong character at the end of the day. And I always felt, and I've said this before, but I knew the character was going to work because of Ashley. As a director, you have to have confidence in your actors. And I just knew that in every case, with the cast of Rebels, with the cast of Clone Wars, that I was lucky to have people that were going to connect with you guys. And I think in some part, because I'm a fan at heart, I was like, I like these people, and I knew you were going to like these people too. And I think it worked out.
Thank you.
Dave getting emotional there.
And
is he getting teary there?
If I can say something to that, because now I'm going to give credit back to this guy. When Ahsoka came out in 2008, I think we forget because we're so used to all of these amazing female characters now. But Ahsoka at the time was groundbreaking. I mean, she was the first female Jedi that was a lead in Star Wars. And it
it shocked people. And what Dave did is, he plopped Ahsoka in, and everyone was shocked that it was this 14-year-old
I
girl,
agree.
but then never mentioned that she was a girl again. Took her gender out of it and just created a really strong character. And I have to say, Ahsoka is beloved by everyone, men and women. It's not just beloved. She's not just beloved by girls. And I have to say that's because of Dave and the amazing writers and everyone. They've just created a strong character. And I feel like people don't even see her gender. It's just,
I would agree.
She's a strong character.
I
And
feel like
they've
we
done
got to
an
be
amazing job
clapping
with
with all
her.
these points.
Yeah, that's ideally how it should be, because you want a character. It's not about ticking off a box and saying, okay, we need to have X number of male characters, X number of female characters. It's making.
I feel like we're watching something controversial here. I don't know why. This feels controversial.
Strong characters, and Star Wars is for everyone. And another example of a great strong character has been Sabine. And Tia, when you came into this,
Sabine,
yes, please. Mandalorians are extremely popular in fandom, and I don't know if you figured. Did you hear it?
Hey,
yeah,
words, how you
people
doing?
like Mandalorians a little bit. Yes, Mandos. Yes.
So good, eh?
So what kind of, as you got into the role, now we're headed into season 4, how has, I guess, your experience changed as you've learned more about the fandom and the culture?
Well, I think early on, before we even were ever on the air, I think Dave tried to tell us what to expect, and basically told us nothing I tell you is really going to prepare you for what you're about to embark upon, and what the sort of community you're about to be a part of. And I appreciate the effort in trying to sort of like give us a heads up, but it's true, there's no, I mean, you know from personal experience, there's no way to prepare yourself for being sort of like immediately welcomed into this community in the most amazing and overwhelming
Can I put
way.
the mic up here?
So that was pretty
There we go.
great.
If I put the mic like
But,
under the helmet,
I
I can
will
still
say
talk to you.
over this last season, it was Sabine, I think, was awesome from the get-go. I mean, we hadn't seen a Mandalorian with this sort of super interesting dichotomy of being this awesome lady warrior, super capable, strong, munitions expert Mando chick, and then at the same time she's like this very creative artist. We hadn't
I
seen
always forget about the artist thing.
a sort of complex female warrior character like that, I don't think. And so
This
that was
actually
really
works.
interesting
This actually
to
works
get
a
to
little bit.
explore. And now, especially over this last season, we've delved so much deeper into her Mandalorian past, and getting to actually meet her family, and for her to interact with Mandos some of whom she knew and some of whom were new to her, and how the dynamic changes, when she's suddenly at odds with a Mandalorian and not just, a foe, or, someone from the Empire. So it's been really interesting for me to get to like delve deeper into the culture, the Mandalorian culture, and especially when we get to go home with her and see that side, and then suddenly at the end of this past season, getting to see this like vulnerable side of Sabine, which she would have never let you see before. So it has been quite, especially in this last season, it's been quite a thrill for me to get to explore her on a deeper level.
Yeah, she's had such a journey.
I love that. I love that whole overview that she just gives about Sabine there. I think, especially in season 3, she's got a good point. When season 3 comes around for Rebels, this is really where Sabine's like character like not prevails, but just like really kind of expands and improves. I think. I mean, the whole like I think my favorite episode of Rebels is the episode where she does the training with Kanan with the Darksaber. I think that is such a poignant episode for her, and I mean even Kanan in a way. And it's just, I don't know, it's just such a telling episode. I find her story of kind of heartbreak and almost like loneliness even, and trying to find that family with the Ghost Crew is such a powerful one. So it's like it just cements why Sabine is such a favorite character for me. Yeah, I can see really well in it, to be honest. It's like perfect for my eyes, yeah. But the Rex one is more straight. Maybe because this one has these angles. Maybe it's a little bit better in that way. Anyway, let's continue.
Journey, especially, since she got the dark saber.
Yeah.
And when she worked, which was amazing, by the way, that whole training, like,
well, thanks.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thanks to him.
And like you said, when she's facing her family, she's facing people from her clan. She has a lot of guilt and issues. That's different than like, oh, I'm going to take out Governor Price or this imperial officer on this, which was a great scene as well, by the way.
That was a fun one to record with Mary.
On the storytelling side, what was your plan for Sabine in the beginning? And now that we're so many seasons in, how has it evolved? And if you want to tell us anything about next season, that's okay too.
Sabine was tricky because when I proposed the character, I said I wanted to do this. Like I love Japan because I am also a huge Godzilla fan, and you go to like the Harajuku district in Japan, and there's all kinds of these amazing. The kids wear this great colorful costumes, and like every day is a convention in Japan. It's amazing, and it's just a colorful, creative environment and culture. And I thought, well, I'd like to have some kind of influence now.
What does
I'm
this
also interested in
even
like, what are
mean?
kids into now, and there's so much more of this like graffiti culture,
Oh, Rossi.
painting culture,
What are we
artist
gonna do
culture.
with you?
They love anime, and I
Thank
thought,
you for
well, I'd like to
$2 it is,
embody
bro,
that
bro.
in a Mandalorian somehow, like somebody that's expressive, because we had art on Mandalorian.
Ooh. Ooh. Goodness me. Whew. All right, where were we? He's hinting at Japan a lot. He is. Yeah, he's got to be, because especially with Ahsoka season 2 and Mando Grogu movie, he's like super involved with both of those. So it would be really, really weird if he wasn't there. I'll say that. But yeah, I definitely think he will be there.
Mandalorian Clone Wars. It was very modern art, cubist art, abstract art.
Even the food was cubed.
Even
which
the
I thought
food was
especially
cubed, which is also a budgetary constraint, but it was stylistically important. And so, but that character thought was kind of tricky because a lot of people were like, oh, I don't know if they're going to like it. And I'm like, no, I think kids are going to like this. I think it's different and they need different because I'm not designing for kids from 1977. I'm designing for kids now.
Right.
And they need heroes now that are going to understand them and support them. And that's what Sabine is about, really. And, I think it worked. And again, I'll say that, like, we didn't really know everything about Sabine in the beginning. Because you would ask me, what's she about? And I'm like, we're working on it. She's a Mandalorian. And the way you could tell a Mandalorian is you just, every other word say Mandalorian. So I'm going to the grocery store, Mandalore, and I found a couple Mandalorians there. And then when we go back from Mandalore, it sounds like you're talking about Mandalore. Because in every script with you, it's Mandalore.
You wrote it.
I know, but
I'm just picturing
what a crazy concept.
Like, every now and then I write a good one, but the thing was, again, when I got to know you, I put a lot of what you are naturally into the character. That's how now I write the character, because you and Taylor are priceless behind the scenes. You act just like Ezra and Sabine. So I just watch it. And I'm like, what are they saying?
You're like, can you
And
say
then
that
I'm
again? I
like
need
taking
to.
notes, and I'm like, I'm just doing that. But what's great is that even though you guys barb at each other, you do care about one another, and you are good friends. So I can write a scene where you guys pick on each other, like when he's getting on your case for using the darksaber. But then when he confronts you and tries to be your friend, you guys also tap into that, and it's authentic because it comes from you both. And that's always what makes a character work. It's the authenticity of it.
Yeah, and people can tell.
A lot of Dave's direction. Taylor's not here, so it's okay. But a lot of times, if Taylor's not in the room at that time, he'll be like, just how would if I have something to say if Sabine has something to say to Ezra, he'll be like, just say it like you would say to Taylor. You know how you'd say it to Taylor. It's true. It's very amazing how each of our relationships in real life mirror our characters' relationships. I don't know if that was just really good casting or good luck or art mirrors life or life
both
mirrors
ways.
art or all of those things.
Everything mirrors everything.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, since we are talking
Oh my God, I want to come on when Ray comes on. So true. So true.
They're talking about heroines of Star Wars and female fictional
Is the sound still going for you guys? If I play that, can you guys hear that?
characters. It is really important. I want to touch on for kids, especially. I feel like to see diversity in storytelling, to be able to see yourself. And Ashley, I'll start with you. Did you have any female fictional heroes when you were growing up?
I had several fictional characters and heroes growing up. A lot of it for me, though, is everything Disney. You know, I grew up literally right down the street here in Orlando, Florida. My dad worked for Disney, and my whole childhood revolved around it. I saw all the Disney movies, all the Disney TV shows. I grew up going to the parks, and
does it sound normal though? Oh no. Wait there. Okay. What about now? What about now?
Disney taught me to make my dreams come true, truly. And they tell you when you wish upon a star, your dreams will come true. But then you go to the parks. I grew up going and seeing all of these amazing things, and Disney made these magical things tangible. And then also had several amazing characters in their films and TV shows. So I was influenced just by Disney in general.
Is that better? Is that sound better?
I have not a fictional character, but an actual real person that I don't talk about much anymore because I didn't end up being one. But I was influenced
with the
by
$2 back?
the first
I can
female
send you the
Supreme Court
$2
Justice of the United States, Sandra Day O'Connor. And for a hot minute, I wanted to be a Supreme Court Justice of the United States. But what I realized is it wasn't necessarily about being a judge. She represented something to me, is the fact that she was the first female to rise to be the highest judge in the land. And I was fascinated by it. And I look back now, and what I realize is she just represented something that was tangible to me as a little girl, something that I realized, oh my gosh, she did something so huge. If she can.
Hang on, pause. So much is, can you guys, is my mic in? Is my mic working? Like, is it working normally? Brad, you were there. That's exciting. Let's try and find you in the crowd. No voice issue on your end? That's crazy. So everything's fine. Okay, I'm just going nuts. Okay, great.
Can do it. I can do it too. And I think for girls, it's really important to show girls examples of powerful women doing amazing things. I mean, little girls out there, do you like math? Do you know that the CFO of Disney is a woman? She's the first CFO. Her name is Christine McCarthy. I got to meet her and speak with her, and I was fascinated. I mean, the entire Disney company, the CFO is a woman, and there's so many amazing women behind the scenes. So I think it's really important for little girls to have awareness and see of examples of women doing incredible things. And so, I won't end up being a Supreme Court Justice of the United States.
You still have time.
But Sandra Day O'Connor was really important to me because she achieved something so huge, and she inspired me to be the first in something, to be different, and there was no boundaries. And so hopefully one day I can meet her and just say thank you for inspiring a 9-year-old little girl. I was Sandra Day O'Connor for Halloween in 3rd grade. with my black gown and my
Thank you.
gavel.
Yes.
The kids made fun of me, but she really inspired me.
I would wager you were the only one in that costume, but that would have been so worth it.
You know what? I was a weird kid. I was Sandra Day O'Connor in 3rd grade and then Cousin It in 4th grade. Go figure.
Please tell me with your real hair, because you have this like
She's
luxurious.
so good.
Like, no, my mom, my poor mother. I of course I picked the costume that they didn't sell. So she found a black hat and hot glued brown yarn all the way around. So you didn't know this about me, did you? Oh my God. See, I'm even weirder than you thought, Dave.
I don't think I've ever
This
seen
is
Dave
so
feeling
wholesome.
speechless before. That was incredible.
This is so wholesome.
It's happened a couple times.
But
Trust
actually,
me.
you make a really good point in that I am emphasizing fictional characters because they are absolutely inspiring, and I look up to many of them. But obviously, real life heroines and real life, almost said real life female characters. That's not how.
I want to skip to the part where
When
where
we're
Daisy
writing
comes
these
down.
things, my friend Jen Miro, who's here, she's writing this series for us. So, and
Ray was going to appear in these, and that's kind of where we'll see her next before the film. And I think it would be super awesome.
Nah, not
if we
really.
brought a special guest out. Let's talk about that a little bit.
okay.
Will you please give a warm welcome to Daisy Ridley.
Oh, she's so great. Love her. Crazy, dude.
I get my own sofa.
You can be luxurious and just take up the whole space. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me back.
It's so exciting to see Rae in a different format than we have seen her before. Can you talk about coming back and getting to voice
See,
the character
Daisy,
of
you
Forces
can't
of
not like
Destiny?
Daisy, man.
What's weird is I did this, I think, in November for the first time, and I really couldn't remember what had happened. So I came back to do it for the second time. I was like, oh yeah, that. But it was really cool. It's obviously the shorter format, and I mean, I don't like the sound of my own voice, but it was very exciting doing something that looks so beautiful. And there's super fun things in there with lots of fun noises. So it's wonderful to be able to bring Rae to different kind of things.
Yes. And I'm curious, now that as I go to conventions, especially Star Wars Celebration, I've seen about 1 million girls dressed as Rae. I've counted. Maybe it's 1,000,001 by now. What is the fan reaction to Rae, especially seeing kids embrace the character? What has that meant to you?
It's weird because I've been asked this question quite a few times today, and it's still, even though I came out earlier, my heart was still racing before I came out because it's amazing, but it's a lot. It's like so many people. Like, wow. But the thing for me that's the
So
best
great.
is parents who talk to me about their children, but also that it's kind of gone through all ages. The reaction to her, and that she's speaking to people of all ages. So it's wonderful, and all you in your costumes, you rule.
And Rae, the Forces of Destiny line is actually not just about shorts. There will be digital shorts coming to Disney YouTube this July, and then a fall special on Disney Channel. But it includes a toy line as well. That includes adventure figures featuring our leads, and I have something for all of you.
Ooh. Oh, this is so. Oh.
It sounds
This
so
feels awkward.
mysterious.
now, hold on.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I've not seen this before.
That's amazing.
Oh my god!
I love the hairstyle. I love the Rae
Love the
hairstyle.
hairstyle. I'm
Yes.
kind of trying to do the same thing today, you know.
I love it.
Oh my
Love
god!
it.
She looks so great.
Me just standing there.
Oh my goodness. I haven't seen this either. It looks so good.
Where are these? I want these.
Wow. She's beautiful.
Oh my
She looks so tough. What? Is that does that go with Ahsoka? Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I'm gonna look
That's
this
a-
up.
that's
Oh my god, you
Ahsoka's
can still
little
buy
friend.
them. They're not even that expensive. I
This
want
is
these, dude.
incredible. She doesn't get a boot monkey, Dave?
Boot monkey.
No monkeys.
And look at this. It's just incredible. Oh my gosh. Yeah, her Padawan beads. Oh, Tia.
Yes.
So cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
These are so
wait,
cute.
but wait, there's no little cowboy hat person.
Well,
There's no like I have like a look. This guy gets it over here. He understands.
we'll work on that for later.
All right.
This-
Well,
you can hold this for now.
okay. I get a helmet. A little tiny helmet.
So what do you?
Dave.
So these are
Dude, I want these. These are hilarious.
These are the adventure figures that will be released for all ages to play with. They're super articulated. What do you guys think?
So cute. I love that. I love that. Purely for the sake of time. I wasn't going to realize how bloody long these shows are going to go for. We're going to skip the end of this panel into the last of day 3. Sorry, day 2. Where is it? Because here is where we're going to jump into the Carrie Fisher tribute panel with Mark Hamill. So like I said, grab your tissues. I think this is going to get emotional. Let's take it from here, friends. There's going to be just some, before the panel starts, there's just all these great live show like feeds of the crowd that are just waiting. How great is that? I hope to God that like one of these people in the crowd like is in the live chat at some point and sees himself. This is hilarious. Look at everyone. Is that a Yoda? Look at the Yoda in the corner. It's a Yoda kid. Oh my days. This is so good. Oh my word. I was trying to zoom into the kid. Look at the kid. That's great. I love people are just going nuts for this. This is so funny. Okay, hang on. Where is it? All right, here we go.
Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We'll find you. We'll find you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much for that wonderfully warm welcome. I'd like to welcome you to what promises to be a one-of-a-kind and truly special tribute to our favorite princess, Carrie Fisher. Carrie was a brilliant storyteller, both personally and professionally. So what better way to celebrate her than to hear brilliant stories from none other than her on-screen twin, Mark Hamill. How amazing is that, huh?
Oh.
So you ready? All right. Then please help me welcome to the stage, Mark Hamill.
Look at that swagger. Gotta get that copyright. Look at that swagger he's got.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The guy.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Thank you. Well, here's a panel I was hoping wouldn't come for another 30 years. Someone once wrote, when someone you love becomes a memory, that memory becomes a treasure. And here today, we're here to celebrate the treasure that was Carrie Francis Fisher. You know what? I have to tell you, I have been trying to deal with this. You know, there's the 5 stages of grief. And just when I think I've gotten to acceptance, I bounce back to anger. Because I'm mad. She should be here. She made every celebration so much more fun. She deserved to be here. Wait till you see her in Last Jedi. You're going to love her. But I'm still not thinking of her in past tense. Certain people have a vitality and an energy that's so strong, it reverberates far beyond their lack of physical presence. You have to forgive me because I actually looked up what is a tribute? A gift? A compliment? Given as due? An expression of gratitude or esteem. And I have to tell you, Carrie would want us to be happy. She wouldn't want us to become consumed by grief. She was all about having fun every day, finding fun, finding her own fun, which is why it was such a joy to be around her. Well, most of the time. Because, you know, when we found out in the storyline that we were brother and sister, we were more like brother and sister than we realized, because we loved each other, but we fought and we criticized and we were judgmental and we'd get fed up with one another. By the time they told us that we were going to be brother and sister, you see, they took us aside and they said, I said, this is going to be something, because last time they pulled me aside, they told me he was Dad Vader. And Kirshner said, now you know, and George knows, and I know. So if it leaks, we know it's you. What a burden that was. I had to keep that a secret for more than a year. So they brought us into the dressing room and they told us, this is during Jedi, because there was a mock scene with the wrong information. And they said, Luke and Leia are twins separated at birth. And, you know, I was stunned. I'm 5 years older than Carrie. And I said, well, wait a second. Let's see, if I'm Luke Skywalker from a moisture farm on Tatooine, and she's Princess Leia, does that make me royalty? And without missing a beat, Carrie said, no. I said, okay, I'm just asking. But that was sort of a clue into how much she reveled in being not only pretty much the only girl in that galaxy far, far away at the time, but her exalted status. And when you think of it, she was true Hollywood royalty. I was one of 7 kids from a middle-class family. You know, she was the daughter of 2 big stars. You know, so it was fascinating for me to discover the world that she had lived in. We became such great friends. Let me tell you about the first time I ever met her. We decided to have dinner together in London because we wanted to meet each other before we started to work. Now, we did all the stuff in Africa first. Sir Alec went there, Tony and Kenny Baker, the droids and so forth. All the Desert Planet material was done. Then I came back, and then Harrison came, and we worked with Harrison for a while, but she was the last piece of the puzzle. And I arranged to have dinner with her, and one of the production assistants, who's still one of my best friends today, Peter Cohn, he had a car, so he drove me to the restaurant. And as we were walking in, I said, hey, you know what would be fun? Introduce yourself as Mark Hamill, and I'll introduce myself as Peter Cohn, production assistant. It'd be really good and funny. So we go in and we sit down, and I'm telling you, imagine meeting her for the first time. I was unprepared for, I mean, I was just bowled over by her humor and her wit, how sardonic she was, how dark she was. You know, within 20 minutes, she was telling me stories, personal stories about her mother and her father that I wouldn't have shared with you if I'd known you 10 years. I'm going, yikes. Do I have to know this stuff? We were so taken aback. We sort of forgot our little joke. And of course, Carrie, in this mad world of creativity, she didn't even notice when we said, oh, by the way, we were kidding. He's Peter and I'm Mark. And she said, uh-huh, and then continued. So all that planning, she was much more entertaining than our lame joke. But, and then I'll have to tell you,
I love this. This is awesome.
people
How
say,
cool
was
is
she
this?
your best friend? Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, the thing that she had about her that no one else could match was that she made you feel, when you were in her presence, like you were her best friend. She was so laser focused on you and so engaging that it was like exhilarating to be around her. Just a shopping trip was fantastic. I would spend the day with her on a weekend, and I'd go back to my flat, and I'd be exhausted. I think, wow, she was like 24/7, always on the go. But the moments I
Interpreter.
remember is when I
That's
had her to
sick.
myself.
That's awesome.
You see, like
That's
that,
so awesome.
that Saturday where
Actually, I
Terry
think
O'Neill
that
took all
in
those
Anaheim.
pictures, the one where I'm holding the lightsaber and holding her and she's being the damsel in distress. It was all day long. I think we had like an 8 a.m. call and we'd shot until 6 p.m. and she was all mine. I didn't want to share her with Harrison. I didn't want to share her with anybody. And at the same time, as attracted as I was to her, I thought I couldn't handle her as a girlfriend.
I love
She's
that.
too much.
This
I
is
mean,
so,
she's what you call like a high maintenance
so much
relationship.
information.
And also, I had an experience. It's not easy. There's lots of, romances that happen in the theater, in television, in movies. It's just natural. I mean, that's where you meet people, you fall in love at work, whatever your work is. The dangerous thing about this profession is, say you're on a TV series and you have a relationship with a cast member. If that relationship goes south, you might have 2, 3, 4 more seasons with somebody that can't stand to look at you. I was living with the girl that got cast as my sister on a soap opera. We pretended like we didn't know each other when we auditioned. And we read, because we had different agents. I said, let's pretend we never met. How do you do? How do you do? And we read the scene, and we, gee, you kids have a tremendous amount of rapport with one another. And we were like, well, we're just good actors. Now, of course, once we got the part, after a few months, and they started sending scripts to the same address, in those days, it wasn't okay. I mean, we were playing brother and sister. Now I'm sure they do incest plots and they can do whatever they want. But in those days, the producer, Jim Young, said to us, look, if we see pictures of you in the fan magazines holding hands and
Why is this celebration
this is on the streets,
panels from Star Wars Celebration
I'm going to have to fire you
2017.
because people will be really turned off because it smacks of incest. So that's how innocent it was in those days. But I made sure I tried to resist every impulse to avoid, you know, and I did part of me did fall in love with her. I think every guy that she met, I've heard Dan Aykroyd tell stories, I've heard Paul Simon tell stories, you know, she had you under her spell. And sometimes, you know, we sort of wanted to go in that direction. I mean,
So
on the
interesting.
pretext of talking about kissing techniques. Well, I'm a pretty good kisser, you know. Oh, I think I'm a better kisser. Cut to us making out on the couch like a couple of horny teenagers.
This is insane.
And I'll tell you what really cooled it was the fact that at some point we both started laughing. Believe me, that's a real, it kills your passion. If someone's laughing in your face. But I thought we dodged a bullet there because we had the fun without any of the responsibility. But right after we finished filming, again, I was completely under her spell. I went to Beverly Hills. I went to where she lived with Debbie and Todd. I saw the mansion. I went to a birthday party where everybody there was, that's Dean Martin's son, that's Lucy and Desi's kid. You know, everybody was somebody nearly famous. I was the only one there I'd never heard of. And you walk through the parking lot and it looked like a car dealership for, you know, the Maseratis, Lamborghinis, Mercedes-Benz. You know, I had sort of a beat up Mazda that I parked down the street so I could arrive on foot. I'm no fool. But again, it was such an exotic life. You know, I'd been in the business almost 7 years, but I just had never met kids who grew up and gone to Beverly Hills High and just had that as part of their life. And then when I was in New York, I visited Debbie in her apartment there. When Carrie found out I was staying in a hotel, she said, "Forget that, you're staying with me." And I moved in with her and her roommate, Griffin Dunn. She was like that. She was so giving, and she had fun around me. I had fun around her. And like I say, a relationship that's that sort of passionate, you know, and I don't mean that in a physical sense, but just in our emotional sense, burns very brightly and sort of by definition has to fizzle out. By the time we got to Empire, you know, so much had changed. You know, Harrison had moved on from his first marriage. I was married and expecting our first child. Carrie had a boyfriend, and we all had managers and agents and things that we didn't have before. So there was something about the original film that will always be special because we were babes in the woods. We didn't really know what was going to happen. But one of the things I'm most grateful for, because there were long stretches, we get fed up with each other, and I remember we were doing the bikes in Jedi, and we'd be up on these bikes, and they say, if you kids could just stay up there between takes, it would save us a lot of trouble. We're almost ready, and so forth. So Carrie, under her poncho, would pull out volumes of philosophy, Kierkegaard, Nietzsche, and she had a highlighter pen, and she's highlighting all these things. And I was sort of insulted because, you know, in the old days, we would have been, it's like when we were doing the swing across, we were hooked together and we loved it. We were just had so much fun that day. By that time, we'd sort of evened out, and she was, I'm sure, you know, found me extremely tiresome. But, and I was mean because I knew that in her trailer, she had the National Enquirer, she had the Star, she had all the tabloid rags. And I said to her, "Gee, Carrie, why bring Kierkegaard on set when you have the National Enquirer in your trailer?" And she barked at me, "Because I want people to think I'm smart." And it's interesting because she didn't graduate from high school. She went into Irene, her mother's show on Broadway. So here she was like 16, 17 in the chorus of a Broadway show. And even that, to me, because I hadn't done Broadway at that point, and I found that endlessly fascinating. Oh, what a great life. I much rather had been in a musical comedy than in the 11th grade. It seems so exotic and so magical to me. But, you know, today is a day where it would be very easy to be consumed by grief. But let me tell you, when I go to sleep at night, there's never a day so far where I don't think of her. And when I think of her, and I hope you can appreciate this mental image, she's looking down from the celestial stratosphere with those big brown eyes, that sly smile on her face as she lovingly extends me the middle finger.
Why did they zoom in on the kid?
And that's how I want you to think of her. That was Carrie. She'd be having a great old time. I remember talking about one of my favorite scenes in Tom Sawyer. I think it's chapter 16, 17, where they think Tom and Huck are dead. And they sneak up into the balcony and watch their own funeral. Mark Twain was so brilliant. What a premise that is. Because it's like these people that die and then they give all these awards. Why didn't you give him an honorary Oscar when he was 87 waiting until he was 91 and dead? Because at the funeral, everyone's talking about Tom and Huck. Well, they were such good boys. They had so much promise. They were never treated well when they thought they were alive. But that's when Carrie looked at me and said, I promise you, if you go first, I'll heckle your funeral. That's quintessential Carrie. It's
awesome.
so irreverent. It's so funny, the concept of someone heckling your funeral. And he said, promise you'll heckle mine. I said, oh, you got it, babe.
Oh my
Well,
God.
that's one promise I won't keep. But we have a few people that have some memories of Carrie as well. But first of all, in case you missed it, let's take a look at the tribute reel that we played yesterday for any of you that might have missed it.
They're going to play it here? They do. Oh, this is going to be heartbreaking.
Okay, Carrie, 3. Ready? Yep.
Hi.
Hi.
Years ago, you served my father in the Clone Wars.
Well, now he begs you to help him in his struggle against the Empire.
I regret that I am unable to present my father's request to you in person, but my ship has fallen under attack, and I'm afraid my mission to bring you to Alderaan has failed.
I have placed information vital to the survival of the rebellion into the memory systems of this R2 unit. My father will know how to retrieve it.
You must see this droid safely delivered to him on Alderaan. This is our most desperate hour.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. I love these movies, and actually they've become better for me now because I have a daughter and she loves them.
I love that Princess Leia was a very strong woman, and I adored how feisty Carrie Fisher was. I could really sense and feel her fire, and that was important for me as a young girl to see that kind of woman.
She's very sure of herself, very funny, very, together, very worldly.
Ce n'est pas une victime de princesse. Elle est très forte. Et c'est bien, il n'y a pas beaucoup de femmes fortes dans les films maintenant.
What the hell are you doing?
Somebody has to save our skins.
I love her, and I love her when she drives me crazy, and I love her when she makes me laugh. She's just delightful.
Carrie's an amazing and unique person. She's got an incredible intellect. She's got real courage, real gall.
Ray, may the Force be with you.
Damn, man.
In conclusion, Your Honor, I hope I slept with you to get the job, because if not, who the hell was that guy? What was the question?
Oh man.
Well, you can't top that. It reminded me the first day she worked was the day we were running down the Death Star after releasing her from her cell. And by the way, when I read the script, I thought nothing defines the princess more than the fact that we risk our lives to board this technological marvel of a Death Star, find her cell, extricate her from that cell, manage to get her back to the Millennium Falcon, and she looks at it and says, "You came in that? Come on." That's the princess. And it reminds me of my sisters saying, "Dad, can you drop us off a block away from school?" Remember my Mazda story? Everybody wants something they don't have. But we were running up and down the Death Star. And again, she's so much fun. It's a great way to, while away the time because filmmaking can be tedious. You have to take after take and then different angles and whatnot. And all of a sudden, she wasn't around for a while. I said, "Harrison, where's Carrie?" "I don't know."
He does such a good Harrison. Oh man.
I know she's somewhere, but are we? Because we can't do anything with just the two of us. And she came back and she's had this sheepish look on her face. And I said, "What happened?" She said, "Well, Gary said I was flopping." And I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "When I'm running up and down this Death Star, he could see I was flopping around." And I said, "This is the origin of there's no space, there's no underwear in space." Because I said, "Well, what do they do?" She said, "They taped me down." So now try and watch that movie again without
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
thinking of her with gaffer's tape.
Oh
She
man.
was adorable. I mean, and perfectly, as I always figured.
Hey, Miss Gina.
We must have been cast in scale.
New Zealand. I am.
Harrison's
I'm going
this
to Japan.
tall,
Celebration
I'm this
Japan.
tall,
Very
and
excited.
Carrie's 5'2". And there's nothing a man my size enjoys more than a diminutive woman because it makes you feel tall. And she was so challenging, I mean, like I say, we both really had a love of the absurd of Monty Python, and she was very knowledgeable about film. She'd seen so many of the movies that I loved. Jealous that I got to work with Alec Guinness and she didn't. I said, "Yeah, but you got to work with Peter Cushing and I didn't." But she also said to me, "I wish I could go back and do that scene again." I said, "What scene?" And she goes, "I really overdid the English accent."
That's so true.
Thought I recognized your foul stench when you came on board. And I said, "No, it's perfect." She said, "Well, I was working around all these English actors," and she had gone to the London School of Drama. So she'd been hanging, all of her classmates were English for the most part. But she got self-conscious about it. And that's what I loved about her. I think I said in a tribute that, again, when this happened, I said, "Well, that's it. I don't want to talk about it." And they said, "No, you have to talk to the press. Just make one statement and then you'll be done with it." And one of the things that I said was so true. Do you want me to read it? Because I can annotate it a little bit. This is like too soon. This is like a week after it happened. I said, it's never easy to lose such a vital, irreplaceable member of the family, but this is downright heartbreaking. I don't know if I can read this. Carrie was a one of a kind who belonged to us all, whether she liked it or not. She was our princess, damn it. And the actress who played her blurred into one gorgeous, fiercely independent, and ferociously funny take charge woman who took our collective breath away. Determined and tough, but with a vulnerability that made you root for her and want her to succeed and be happy. That's what I thought was so incredible about her.
Yeah, this is not a
for
good
all
time
the
to tap in
bravado.
right now. It's
It
rough.
was almost a defense
Oh, it is
mechanism.
rough.
You know, that she wore this toughness like armor, but down deep there was that vulnerability of a little girl. It's enormously appealing. And she's so smart, you know? You call this a plan? Give me that gun. You know, she made Solo and Skywalker look like chumps. No one had probably ever challenged Han Solo, least of all, she was 19 years old. 19. I was a worldly 24, of course. But that's what I thought was important, that it made you want to root for her, but it made you want her to succeed, and you wanted her to be happy. It was so hard to put this to words. And honestly, she played such a crucial role in my life, both professionally and personally, and both would have been so diminished had she not been a part of my life and my career. I'm grateful for the laughter, for the wisdom, and the kindness, and even the bratty, self-indulgent crap. See? Siblings to the end. I had to put in a little... Even the ratty, self-indulgent crap my beloved space twin gave me. So thank you, Carrie Francis. I love you, Mark. Now, okay, remember, that'll always get you out of your, you know, she's loving all this. It's just too bad that, you know, because she was really at a point in her career where she was about to really reap the benefits of being an elderly character actress. There's a show in the UK called Catastrophe, where she could, yeah, where she could really be that, and it's a phrase she used, crusty old broad that always lurked inside of her. I found it remarkable when I would visit Debbie and Carrie, because Debbie was bouncy and optimistic and fixing my collar and asking me, are you eating right? Carrie would shuffle in the slippers going, hey, Mom. Puff, puff. You go, who's the daughter and who's the mother? But I think there are other people that we should get to who have some remarkable memories. Here's one from the master himself.
I was talking to the casting director, and I want somebody very young. I want somebody 19, 18 years old. And she's a senator. And she's very powerful, and she's very strong. She has to be morally and emotionally strong and be able to take charge of everything. And so that was a huge challenge for all of us, to find somebody like Carrie, who there's nobody like Carrie. Very few women could carry off the particular kind of strength that she had. I did not want to put boys' clothes on a woman. I wanted a woman who's a woman, who was very strong and wise and a leader, and at the same time, young. You know, because the big issue is, well, how can a 19-year-old be a senator? But I believe that 19-year-olds were smarter than most people. And Kerry proved that.
So cool. Oh, thanks, Rossi. Appreciate that, mate. Really nice.
You know, I finally looked at the screen tests that were on the DVD extras. I was home at the flat one day and the whole family went out shopping or something, and I came across auditions for Star Wars. I thought, ugh. Do I have the nerve to watch mine? And when I watched them, I watched Robbie Benson, and I watched William Catt, and I watched
Hey, Cal, how you doing?
from The Thing. He's such a good actor. Kurt Russell. And every one of them would have been great Lukes. You know, and I finally watched mine and I thought, well, good. I wasn't pushing too hard. Sometimes if I really want something, my neediness bleeds through. The best thing you can do, by the way, if you're an aspiring actor, is pretend like you don't want it. It's like the girl that won't date you in high school. You want her more. But I thought, well, that's good. I was sort of relaxed and laid back. So I'm happy about that. But I thought, he must have just thrown a dart at 4 pictures on the wall because they all would have been perfect Lukes. Later, I heard from Marshall Lucas that, as he said, it was about chemistry and that there were a final Luke Leia Han and a Luke Leia Han, and they never mixed and matched. It was always Carrie, me, and Harrison, and the other 3.
I wonder who the other 3 were.
So he was
That's so
packing to go to England, and he still hadn't really decided. And Marcia told me that I said, that's the group to go with. And look at how everything changed. I was reading a book about the Monkees, and Mickey Dolenz said, oh, I'd been up for 3 or 4 pilots that year. And he went out for the Monkees. And he said, can you imagine one single audition that changed your life forever? I said, oh, I think I can imagine. So I got to watch Time because we have another memory that I think you'll enjoy. Do we have that queued up?
So the last time I saw Carrie was actually in November. I went over to her house because I needed to show her the last shot of Rogue One, which we had done as a computer-generated shot, and she hadn't seen it finished yet. So I got to the house, and typically she would always want to go to the back room where she had it decorated with all sorts of wild stuff and neon signs and whatnot. So she was talking a mile a minute. We got back to the back room. I opened up my laptop computer and set it down, and she said, so what are we going to see? And I said, well, you're going to see the finished shot of yourself at 20 years old. And she said, oh, okay. So I rolled this shot, and she looked at it, and she didn't say anything right away. She just kind of leaned back, sort of stunned. And then she goes, and I'm sorry, I can't say this completely because if you know Carrie, she dropped the F-bomb several times. So she said, oh my effing God. And I said, yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? And she said, yeah, I can't believe it. And then, typical with Carrie, she jumped up, changing the conversation, because usually when you get to know Carrie, she was always bouncing from one conversation to the next. It was very tough to keep up. So she reaches over and she grabs Princess Diarist, which is the book she had just finished writing and she was promoting. And she said, she looks over at me and she goes, I think Harrison's really mad at me. And I said, and I paused just a little bit too long. And I think she actually didn't want to know what I thought. But she carried on and she said, I'm going to autograph this for you. And I said, okay. So she grabbed her copy of the book and she autographed it. And when I got out to the car, and I was getting ready to head home, I opened the book and she had written in it, you are my only boss. Thank you for not firing me. And I burst out laughing, which that was Carrie. She was always funny.
All right.
Wow.
Let's thank Kathy for not firing her, by the way. I started getting this sort of laryngitis in the middle of the day, and I thought, must be psychosomatic because this is looming, to have to try and use you as therapy to get through this together. It's nothing that I anticipated. And like I say, she wouldn't want us to be consumed by grief. She was all about laughter and laughing. And thank you for not firing me. It reminds me of one of my favorite Kinks lyrics from Celluloid Heroes. I wish my life was a nonstop Hollywood movie show, a fantasy world of celluloid villains and heroes, because celluloid heroes never feel any pain, and celluloid heroes never really die. But reality has to butt in and ruin our dreams, because Carrie will always be with us, probably stronger than ever before, because you never miss something like you do when you don't have it anymore. I know I did. And one of the things I was so grateful for, because we had a long stretch where I didn't see her for many years. Occasionally we would, she would have a charity and I would donate signed items or vice versa. And we were perfectly friendly. We weren't just hanging out anymore. So the great gift of coming back to these movies was the fact that I could reestablish my relationship with her and sort of make amends, because there were rocky times, and I don't know how if it ended well or not, but it was like being in the original band. We had a big hit record and went supernova, and then we all went solo, and we had our highs and lows, but she was there from the beginning. They asked George Harrison, what was it like to be a Beatle? He said, what was it like not to be a Beatle? Because that's all he knew. And here she was, 19, barely out of drama school. Star Wars was my first movie. I'd done lots of television and TV movies and soap operas and so forth. But little did we know how this would take hold and go on and on and on and on and on. Oh, that reminds me.
I love that he's
we
just
were
like
in
spitballing
Westwood
stories.
when we heard that the trailer was in the movie theaters. We didn't see any commercials on TV, by the way. I never saw a commercial for Star Wars before the movie came out. And I watched Saturday Night Live every week, believe me. But we walked by the Abco. Carrie was always getting me to do crazy things. In other words, if you see me in that floral robe walking around the desert, that was Carrie's robe. She goes, you put it on. And I just, without thinking, I did it because I wanted to please her. And this was funny to her. She thought of me as like her own personal paper doll, I think. One time when they were filming Empire, now remember, I'm off with Yoda on stage, whatever it is, and she's in the Millennium Falcon on another sound stage. And she comes, we met in the lunch hour, and she said, try on my space suit. And I said, what are you talking about? I can't get in that. She's petite. She goes, you can get in. And she had one of those clown heads with the glasses and the nose and the big bozo hair. So she said, put this on. And she was dressing me. And she says, now put on my space jumpsuit. I said, Carrie, I can't put on my space jumpsuit. And I said, okay. And I'm stretching to get into this thing, and it's like really tight. It's sucking in the stomach to get it zipped up. And I look like an idiot. You can imagine it was just skin tight. And I could hardly breathe. And I had this stupid thing. And then she took me by the hand and walked me all around the studio. Like I was some mental patient on an outpatient basis. And I don't think I would have done that for anybody but her. I was always doing whatever she wanted, you know, I mean, because she had that sense of absurd. And I thought, you know, don't be such a stick in the mud. Nothing pleased me more than hearing her laugh. And a lot of times you'd say something and she'd go, funny, without spontaneously laughing, which was odd. A couple of the things that I said to her wound up in her books without without being accredited. And I go to her and say, Carrie, I said that to you. And she, did you? I don't remember that, but you know, you look kind of small arguing over something that you said years and years before. Another example of things where she told me, I got to go fast. There's figures of us at Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in London. And I always thought, oh, wow, that would be mind-blowing to go see yourself in wax, because we didn't pose for it. They did it from sculpture and, you know, measurements and whatnot. So I emailed her, hey, Carrie, we were in a contest to see who get over 1 million followers on Twitter, see? And I was doing all these stunts, you know, episode 8 trailer, you know, everything. I lost all my credibility because I shamelessly was lying through my teeth.
So
to
good.
Get my followers up. And I said to her, by the way, I said, if you'd stop using those emojis, I said, it takes me half an hour to read whatever you're writing. You're so witty, you're so funny, but if it takes me more than 30 seconds, I'm moving on. You know, I don't have the time. But anyway, I wrote her and I said, hey, this would be great. Let's, my daughter Chelsea figured out when it closes. We called the museum. They said if we show up at a certain time, a certain date, we can go in after it closes, so we're not a distraction. And I'll pose with your slave Leia. And you can pose with my, you know, whatever I am. I think it's the Jedi scene in black. I said, well, explode the internet. It'll be great. And I didn't hear back from her. You know. So about 2 or 3 weeks later, I'm going over to her, you know, checking out to see if she's gaining on me. She was like 60,000 ahead of me. And I look, there she is at Madame Tussauds, posing with slave Leia, posing with Luke. I said, I am so mad. I mean, the next day at the studio, I went right to her trailer. Bum, 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 bum. Yes, come in. I said, Carrie. She goes, what? I said, you stole my idea and you didn't even invite me. She goes, what are you talking about? I said, I thought it would be great if we both went to Madame Tussauds and posed with the wax figures. And she goes, oh, that's a great idea. We should do that.
Good. So good. I haven't heard any of these stories.
It's too loud. Never mind. But she had this sort of innocent thing about, what are you talking about? She goes, is your name in your email, Mark Hamill? I said, no, my email is something else. She goes, that must be a minute. Like she would have answered me if Mark Hamill was in the email. Okay, we're getting very close. Let's get to a clip. Oh, let's get to a person who will give you his own perspective on his introduction into the world of the fisherdom, Warwick Davis.
Unreal. We might pause it there for today because somehow, again, we've cranked through these live streams at an incredible rate. I think next week we might even have to do a part 2 of this celebration for 2017 because we still have 2 massive panels that I wanted to watch from this 2017 Orlando celebration. So next week, let's buckle in for a part 2 of Celebration Orlando, and I think we'll call it there for today. My goodness, what a show! So much happened. But it's absolutely incredible hearing Mark talk so much about Carrie. And like, again, like none of those stories I was really familiar with. Only a few of them sounded familiar, but most of them were completely new to me. I don't know if you had heard those before or tomorrow night. Hey, actually, what's tomorrow? What's today? Is it Tuesday today? We might actually be able to do tomorrow night. That might be a bit better. Because then we can stay on task. Then we can stay on task for the week's calendar. I'll let you know. I'll let you know for when part 2 will be running up what day. But thanks so much for joining me tonight. I hope you had a good time just chilling out, watching these extensive live streams. And like I said, these like from this year, from 2017, and next week's 2019. And we've already kind of done Anaheim, so we're not going to do Anaheim. And then we're going to do Europe. They're all just heavy with the live shows and panels. So we'll be diving right down deep into the content of each of these celebrations, which is so much fun. So thanks so much for sticking around. Brian coming in last minute, sending a $5 dues. Thank you so much, my friend. Can't wait to see you soon. Thank you so much for the soupy. But have a fantastic rest of your night, my friends. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And if I don't see you until next time, make sure that you're always choosing the RaeSide.
Raptor!